Welcome to the We Are Wake Tech podcast with your host, Wake Tech President, Dr. Scott Rawls.
My guest today is Matt Smith, someone who doesn't really need an introduction because I sometimes say he's maybe the most popular person in Wake County. Everybody knows Matt Smith, which is why he does a wonderful job. One of the many reasons, does an amazing job as Vice President of Development and Strategic Partnerships for Wake Tech. And today on the We Are Wake Tech podcast, we're going to talk about fundraising and the Wake Tech Foundation. And so, Matt, welcome to the We Are Wake Tech podcast.
Thanks so much. I'm happy to finally get here. It's taken a long time to get the request, and I'm a little nervous and hope I perform well, especially during this special time of the year. It's good to be with you, Santa Rawls.
That's right. Well, ho, 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 Matt, and welcome to the podcast. Matt's actually someone, too. He is the designated, if I get hit by a truck, Matt's the one who has to fill in for the podcast that month. So if you see Matt on the other side, I mean, something may have happened to me, but we'll see what happens in the future. Hopefully that won't happen. But Matt, welcome today. Let's talk about first Matt Smith before we get into the foundation. I like to ask all our guests to tell us a little bit about how they came to Wake Tech, and sometimes that's a story about how they came to Raleigh, but you've always been in Raleigh. So I don't know if we've had another podcast participant who started in Raleigh and was born in Raleigh and then made their way to Wake Tech. But tell us the Matt Smith journey to Wake Tech.
That's right. I am somewhat unique in that respect. I've always lived my life in Raleigh. In fact, one of my little known facts is that my preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, and university are all within a 3-mile radius, and I'm real proud to be a Raleigh guy. I started my career after graduating from NC State, working at NC State, doing fundraising and alumni programming for the university, and spent 12 years there, 12 great years. After that, I got into about 10 years of business development for a couple of large construction companies in the region, and then I got to know your predecessor, Dr. Steve Scott. And we spent about a year talking about opportunities at Wake Tech, and I was ultimately offered the opportunity to come back here to Wake Tech and join his team and work on the fundraising and external affairs side. And it's been a great, great journey for me. Loved every minute of it. I like to tell people I've got the best job in Raleigh, and I truly believe it.
Well, we're fortunate to have you. I'll say it maybe multiple times, but the last 2 years, we've had 2 of the best fundraising years in Wake Tech history, and Matt's just been knocking it out of the park, and he also has a great team around him of just incredibly committed and thoughtful people, and we're fortunate to have him and fortunate to have all the people who donate to Wake Tech. Talk to us a little bit, Matt, about why is foundation support, why is private philanthropy so important to the Wake Tech fulfilling its mission and the impact we have in the community?
Great question. And I think that every great institution needs the support of the community that it benefits. And we're so special at Wake Tech to have a community that loves us and recognizes our value. You see it in our enrollment numbers. You see it in the support of our bond referenda. And you certainly see it in the support of the Wake Tech Foundation. We are the private 501c3 that is set up to benefit the college and all of its unique needs. We are the bridge for many special programs that state funding will not support. And we are keenly aware that our community is out there wanting to see us succeed. And the last 2 years have been remarkable, and that is evidence of the fact that the community understands that Wake Tech is really a place that is working hard to lift the economic fortunes of everyone in this region. And so the work that we do here at the foundation is set up to benefit students, but it's also set up to benefit faculty. And in a larger way of looking at this, kind of the macro look at this, is what makes us unique is that we are working hard on a number of societal issues that you wouldn't think of a college or university typically addressing. In other words, we're not just trying to give out scholarships for education. We're actively trying to support veterans. We're actively trying to support students with developmental disabilities. We're actively trying to support career changers in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. We are working on important DEI issues. We are working on important issues related to food insecurity and transportation mobility and all types of economic challenges for people. So I like to say, if you want to support something out there in the world, we've got it all covered, basically, except for probably pets. We don't do anything in the world of pets. But other than that, somebody at Wake Tech is trying to make someone else's life better.
Maybe let's dig into that a little bit. Maybe some examples. So, we talked about how the last 2 years have been record fundraising years. And boy, talk about a time when we needed it the most. Our students and everybody doing everything they can to move forward in a time of some of the greatest turbulence we've had because of COVID. And the foundation, like everyone else at Wake Tech, but really stepped up and was at the forefront of helping create unique resources that meant so much to students here and to the community, some of the business resources. So maybe use that as an example about the foundation and fundraising over the last 2 years, what that meant in terms of Wake Tech in the broader community.
Absolutely, and I think I'm most proud of the work we've done on our rally fund, and that's something that you and I talked about when you first got to Wake Tech. We've always had an element of emergency aid, a place where students who are facing challenges with rent or with an automobile repair or with even a pair of eyeglasses could come to us and say, I just need a little bit of help. Sometimes helping them with tuition just isn't enough. When the pandemic hit, it became very obvious that a large part of our population was suffering. These were the students that were working in the hospitality or fast food or retail jobs that all of a sudden were gone. The workers that could not work from their home. And we immediately went out into the community and we started raising money for the Rally Fund, and we had a fantastic response. We had collaborations with a number of businesses. We worked with the city of Raleigh. We even set up a special program to raise money for some of the graduates of our launch and small business programs where they could receive some bridge funding to help them weather the tough times that were happening. And that's one very, very important example of what we can do on a moment's notice with the support of our community and the ideas and inspiration from our leadership here at the college.
Well, it's what makes community colleges unique. And it's also what makes our foundation unique, is because it's not just about, we're not just raising money for buildings or for, the kind of things people might think about another form of higher ed. But, you mentioned being able to help someone out with eyeglasses, helping someone with how they're going to pay their rent for the next month. You've seen these stories over and over, I'm sure. It's hard though to realize the impact you have through a community college, particularly one that has the scale of Wake Tech, till you've actually been there. And you've now been here to see that. What's that meant to you, being a part of that?
Great question. And listen, I am so proud of my NC State degree. I love NC State. I go to all the football and basketball games, and I'm a passionate believer in what they do for our world. But when I got to Wake Tech, I immediately understood how important this community college was to our region. One of the things that is a unique value proposition for us is the fact that of all the great higher ed institutions around Wake County, we are the only one that is uniquely focused on our citizens. NC State and William Peace and Shaw and St. Aug's, they care just as much about the student from Charlotte as they do the one from China, as they do the one from California. That's great. That's their mission. But we are concerned only with the people here in Wake County and seeing them grow up and have an opportunity to achieve economic mobility. And it just blows my mind how much we can do with so little at Wake Tech. I'll oftentimes sit down with a potential donor, be it corporate or individual, and make sure that they understand that a $25,000 gift to Wake Tech can literally support 25 students in their educational pursuits. And if I was someone in this community that was wanting to have widespread impact and really see the benefit of my philanthropy, to me, there's no other option. It's a really special place to work and a really special place for people to come and receive training. I've been so impressed with the programs we've got for our veterans, for our immigrants, for our foster kids. Maybe that's something we'll talk about later. There are so many unique special programs here that the at-large community doesn't even know about, that they should be proud of. You and I both like to tell everyone during our public speaking opportunities that we are your community's college, giving ownership to everyone in Wake County for this college, because they truly are the owners of this college. Whether they wear an NC State shirt or a Carolina shirt or a Meredith College shirt, if you live in Wake County, this is your community's college, and you should treat it that way.
If you're privileged to work at Wake Tech, you become infected with the Wake Tech spirit. We've kind of coined it recently. We talk about reach and rallying, how the Wake Tech people will rally around, our students, our community. They're it's a unique thing. And the foundation has played a key role in supporting the faculty and staff. And the faculty and staff play a key role in supporting the foundation. So hit on that piece of it just a little bit, because I think it's important for people to know that the people of Wake Tech see the value of giving to Wake Tech, and they do.
Yeah, that's right. It's a unique esprit de corps here at the college, and I sensed it the minute I joined the staff here. These are committed, wonderful employees who truly love working here. They don't do it for the money. The community college salaries are not up to par, in my opinion, and the records will show you that they have not been supported in the same manner as some of our colleagues at the university system. Nonetheless, these are people that choose to work here at Wake Tech, and I've seen them organize initiatives on their own to help students. I've seen them pull resources out of their own pocket to help students. And our faculty and staff give to the Wake Tech Foundation at a remarkable rate. 60% of our employees donate to this foundation to support student and faculty initiatives. When I was at NC State, if we got 15% faculty and staff participation, we would go running up and down Hillsborough Street excited about it. And it says so much to me that they want to be involved with seeing our mission achieved. And we try to support our faculty and staff in many ways here. We've awarded in the last year over $60,000 from our foundation to support our faculty and staff working on their advanced degrees. And we do a number of things in the form of purchasing technology and supporting important meetings and faculty forums to make sure that they continue to have the resources they need to get better at their job. And there are some remarkable teachers here at Wake Tech. I didn't realize until I got here how talented these faculty are and how much they care. And it's reflected in the success of our students once they either graduate or move on to a four-year program. It's been proven. The data is there. These faculty are working hard, and they're very, very talented.
They definitely are. We're fortunate to be able to work among them. Matt, the foundation, you talked about a little can do a lot, and the foundation's been able to do a lot of unique things, be a catalyst, be an engine for unique things that happen at Wake Tech. It's the holiday season, and one of the programs I always think about at the holiday season is our unique program for foster youth, our Fostering Bright Futures program, and the foundation's been instrumental in that program. And here at this time of the year, those are the kind of stories we like to hear about. And can you talk a little bit about that program? It's just one of many, but it's a very uniquely important program for Wake Tech, and the foundation's played a key role in its birth and growth.
You're right. It is one of many, and it is one that I'm very proud of. It was born here at the foundation with one of my colleagues, Stephanie Lake, leading the charge. Nationally, the number of foster kids that get any kind of education past a high school degree is very, very low. In fact, I think that prisoners have a higher degree of educational achievement nationally than foster kids. This is an issue that we wanted to get our arms around. And with the support of our county commissioners and the private dollars raised by the Wake Tech Foundation, we have set up a special program called Fostering Bright Futures that is uniquely specific to their needs. They are a very special population that has had a very transient lifestyle, and they need our support, and they need special types of support. Here at Wake Tech, we're well known to wrap our arms around and love on all kinds of students. These students really need our love and support, and so we have a great staff here that work very hard to help them with financial literacy, with education, with other living issues, legal issues. Sometimes even getting a driver's license can be a challenge for some of these students, and when they turn 18, they are officially on their own, and that's what we're here to do. We've set up special savings programs for them where they are rewarded for good grades, and we deposit money into an account that they cannot access until they graduate. And in addition to that, there's all types of experiences that will help them learn more about how to be successful. And we've had a very good set of results. And here at Christmas time, we like to throw a special party for them. Many of them have never had an opportunity to enjoy a Christmas with a family, and so we turn into their family. And that's just one example of the kind of programs that we like to support here at Wake Tech and that the foundation is privileged to work on.
Yeah, if you want to see Christmas joy, that party is about as good as it gets, and we're thankful to the many people who have supported that program and all the programs that make a difference in the lives of students and people of our community through Wake Tech. And as we talked about, we're wrapping up a year. You've had a big year. You and your team have just, big 2 years, as we mentioned. What have been some of the things you're most proud about here in the last couple of years? Some of them we'll recognize next year, like when we do the ribbon cutting for the Hendrick Center. Is there anything from the last couple of years that you just, you've had such a great run here?
We have had a great run, and as much as I'd love to take credit for it, I recognize that when you work for a place like Wake Tech, people love us and they love what we do, and they've learned more about what we do. It was a challenge when I first got here. I would visit with individuals and corporate leaders, and I would ask them about Wake Tech, and everyone said they loved us, but they didn't know why when I pressed them for why they loved us. We've worked hard to share our story. And over the last 2 years, we've seen our fundraising rise from roughly $4.5 million a year to $7 million a year, which is really remarkable in the world of community colleges. But it's a show of support from a number of generous individuals and businesses that realize how important we are. I'm extremely proud of the naming of the Martha Mann Smith School of Nursing. Health sciences is critically important to our region. And we have a wonderful donor who just loved our programs so much that she wanted to make it her permanent legacy. And so naming that program has meant so much to the students and faculty there. You mentioned the Hendrick Center for Automotive Excellence. Clearly an area that was needing some support here at Wake Tech. And the Hendrick organization, Mr. Hendrick himself, and a number of other automobile dealers have stepped up to make sure that we are going to have the faculty support, the equipment support, and the dollars to customize that program in a way that'll make it second to none in the country. I've already mentioned the Rally Fund. I think that was just a tremendous opportunity for us to really get out into the community and help people, and we're going to continue that. I'm very pleased of some of the work we've done with the minority male mentoring program here at Wake Tech. Financial literacy is another program that we've built, and it just goes on and on and on. Truly, we have had some remarkable stories and some remarkable opportunities, and we're going to continue to present those to all of our donors out there. We really want them to see the breadth and depth of everything that they can support. We've got a lot of students here. I think last year we gave out about 360 scholarships. That's a huge number of scholarships and a large number of scholarships for our staff to manage. But when you think about the fact that we've got close to 30,000 degree-seeking students and we're only giving out 360 some scholarships, we've got a lot of work to do. And we also know more now about the wraparound services needed for our students to be successful. And so we've got to continue innovating and finding new ways to help people find their own success and help them lift themselves up into a greater place in our community.
Now we're closing out this year and walking into 2022, and don't want to maybe give a little teaser. Someone who's been important to us as a former board chair who's made a significant donation, and we're going to have a building naming in January, but that's going to support something else for us around entrepreneurship. Maybe give a little tease for that, because that'll come about in just a few weeks.
Yeah, I can tease it, and I'm happy to tease it. This is a great man named Mike Conlon, who was the former chair of the Wake Tech Foundation, and he is an extremely successful businessman who chose to locate his business here in Cary, North Carolina. And he is a serial entrepreneur and business leader, and he got to know our college, specifically two of your former guests on the podcast, Katie Gales and Cherith Robertson, and loved the work that they were doing in small business entrepreneurship, especially focusing on Main Street businesses. And so he has set up an endowment at Wake Tech that is going to support a pitch competition and an opportunity for students for Wake Tech, St. Augustine's, and Shaw to have some funding to help their businesses grow in the early stage of business growth. And it's a remarkable thing for someone in this community to step up and give us a donation of that size to support a program like that. That will last in perpetuity. You know, there's a lot of different things that we can do here at Wake Tech with dollars. And when I worked at NC State, it was real important for us to build endowment. It's important for us to build endowment at Wake Tech, but it's also important for us to spend money as fast as we can to help people. And so the opportunity to endow some dollars is important, but also the opportunity to spend it in the community and help people immediately is a real big focus of ours. And that's another thing that really distinguishes us from our colleagues in the world of philanthropy here in Wake County.
We'll be looking forward to that great day next month when we cut the ribbon on it, or rename, have a new naming for Conlon Hall. And
that's right.
It's going to be a great day. Thanks to your work, and particularly thanks to Mike Conlon for all he means to this college through his support. Now, you bring great spirit to Wake Tech. I mean, you bring great spirit to this community, and your team does, and the foundation does. And I know you cultivate that. I mean, I think that the foundation board, are a group of Wake Tech champions. They're kind of like business champions for us. And then there's Ignite, which happens once a year and is, from a Wake Tech perspective, that's the event of the year. That's the event you don't want to miss. And you've cultivated a great board of supporters and broadly great supporters who will show up at that event and share that Wake Tech spirit in that special time. So tell us a little bit about the people who support the Wake Tech Foundation through the board and the Ignite event that happens in the spring of the year.
Absolutely. So as you noted, we do have a very strong board of directors here at the foundation. We are chartered for up to 27 members, and they serve 3-year terms, renewable for 1 term. And just a super list of accomplished business leaders that really understand our mission. So I report to that board, and I also report to you. And so I've got a dual reporting structure, and it's a real pleasure to find people who are so committed to give of their time, their energy, and their treasures to see an organization like Wake Tech succeed. And we did start the Ignite program 5 years ago. We will be holding Ignite as of this taping today. We plan to hold Ignite on March 1, 2022, and it is going to hopefully serve 550 guests. Every year it's gotten larger. Every year it's gotten more visible in the community, and we work extremely hard to make it unique, special, and to tell our story in a very personal way to all of the attendees. We have a lot of fun. You have certainly been great on stage. We have a lot of fun together, and I really love it's like a reunion almost every year when we pull that many people together for the purposes of learning about Wake Tech. It's not a fundraiser. It's strictly set up to share the good news of what our community college is doing and to enjoy that fellowship with others who want to support it and learn more about it. So I would advise everyone, if you haven't been to Wake Tech, Ignite, please try to find a way to reach out, and we want to get you there this year. Buy a table, support us, and come and have a great time on March 1, 2022.
Absolutely. It's a day that's marked on all our calendars. I know it's an event like none other. So, we could go on forever. There's so much that the foundation does for Wake Tech. There's so much that the foundation makes possible for Wake Tech to have an impact in our community. So we could, we'll have to do 5 or 6 more podcasts in our future, but it is the end of the year. It's holiday gift giving season. And if you're wondering about where you may want to give a philanthropic gift, we're a little biased that there's perhaps no better place than the Wake Tech Foundation. And so I wanted to just reserve a few minutes here at the end, Matt, for you to give your best, winded up elevator speech for why a gift to the Wake Tech Foundation makes such a difference.
Wow, that's great. And thank you for that opportunity. And yes, it is the time of year where we like to think about finishing off the year, both from a tax standpoint, but also in the kind of way that would make you feel good about how you take care of your finances and what you want to do to support our community and our world at large. Certainly, giving a gift to Wake Tech is a great way of sharing the opportunity for economic mobility and general opportunity for success in life, in my opinion, with someone in our community. It's a wonderful way to take what you have been generously awarded and share it with somebody else. And we rebranded our foundation a couple of years ago and came up with a new kind of purpose. And the simple purpose is we exist to make college possible for anyone in our community that wants to get an education. It's that simple. And there's really no greater gift you can give than the gift of opportunity. And so please, if you're thinking about some year-end ways of sharing what you have, think about us here at Wake Tech and know that we can customize that in any way that you want. We've talked about a number of different ways to support programs here at the college, but there are 15 others that we could talk about if we get on the phone with you. We truly need your help and your support. We've got a long way to go to fulfill our mission, and we're going to keep working hard every day to make sure that we do.
Our guest today has been Matt Smith. Does such an amazing job with an amazing team to create the spirit of opportunity here at Wake Tech. And this can't think of anyone better to close out a great year here at Wake Tech and the We Are Wake Tech podcast. Matt, thank you for all that you do and your team does to make so many possibilities happen at Wake Tech, to help so many students overcome the challenges of the day that cause them to think that they may not have those opportunities. And thank you for being you, and thank you for joining us on the We Are Wake Tech podcast.
This has been a lot of fun. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. Thanks for having me, Dr. Rawls.
Clowers with a Wake Tech news update. Big news for Eastern Wake County. Wake Tech has officially broken ground on a new education and training site in Wendell, which will eventually become the college's 7th campus. Eastern Wake 4.0 is a reference to a 4th industrial revolution that includes the Internet of Things and the networking of machines and technology such as 5G, big data, cloud computing, and smart manufacturing. The college celebrated by forming a symbolic torch on the site. The first building is projected to open for classes in the fall of 2023. Congratulations to all the graduates who earned degrees and diplomas this month. More than 1,000 students finished their studies this semester, including 57 new nurses who are ready to hit the front lines in the fight against COVID. Also graduating this month, 18 law enforcement cadets who will soon be on patrol in Wake County, and more than 100 students who earned their high school equivalency diploma. Wake Tech has named a new Wake Works Youth Apprenticeship Coordinator. Jean McBride will be the first to hold that post. She'll work to develop and promote youth apprenticeship opportunities for high school students. The Wake Tech Foundation is seeking partners to help support biotech and IT training in a brand new facility on the RTP campus. The initiative, called Building Tomorrow's Talent, offers naming rights and recognition opportunities in the new science and technology building. Interested companies should visit waketech.edu/RTP Campus Partners. And finally, if you've ever thought about pursuing a new career, there's never been a better time than now. Apply online at apply.waketech.edu, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year.
I'm Carolyn House. I'm the Baking Program Director here at Wake Tech. And today I'm going to show you a couple things that are easy that you can do for your holiday baking. What I did is I made one dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, but before I added the chips, I divided my dough up 3 ways. One way, I added white chocolate chips and dried cranberries or craisins to it. You can also throw in macadamia nuts if you want. Another way, I added chocolate chips, but then I also added some cinnamon and some instant coffee, about a good heaping teaspoon of each. And this gives the dough a really nice frappuccino type flavor, kind of a grown-up cookie. So it's still a chocolate chip, but it's stepped up a little bit. For the last one, I just added pecans because that's what I like. And I'm going to, when they are baking, I'm going to add some kosher salt to them. So it's kind of that salted chocolate chip cookie. Now, another tip that you can do is make your cookie dough in advance and scoop them, freeze them, then transfer the little scoops to a Ziploc bag. Then you've got cookie dough ready to go and ready to bake fresh whenever you need it. So something else that is helpful is if you chill the cookie dough before you bake it. So what I like to do is scoop the dough, and you can put them kind of close together. It won't hurt it. And then we're going to put them in the fridge or, again, the freezer and let them chill for about 15 minutes. Now, what you could also do is just space them out the way you're going to bake them. But most of us don't have a lot of room in our refrigerators for a lot of cookie pans. So that's why I usually put them kind of close together. And I'll move them or spread them out later. Halfway through your baking, pull them out, bang them down. Whoops. Give them a little sprinkle of salt while they're still wet. So, and here we have our platter of cookies. The grown-up mocha cinnamon, the white chocolate cranberries, and the chocolate chip with a little sea salt to finish them. You can also, of course, just make plain old chocolate chip cookies, but here's a way to make one dough and diversify it with some different options.
Thank you for listening to the We Are Wake Tech podcast. Join us next month for more insightful conversations about the programs and people of Wake Tech and how the college changes lives every day. Be sure to subscribe to your favorite podcast app to have each episode delivered right to your computer or mobile device. For more, find us at podcast.waketech.edu. To learn more about Wake Tech's exceptional educational opportunities, visit waketech.edu.